Okay, good morning to all of you. I welcomes to all in our lecture series on electromagnetic theory. Core paper 13 belongs to 6th semester BSc syllabus. In our last class, we have been discussed Poynting theorem and Poynting vector, which is represented by P. Okay. In detail, we have been discussed. In our last class. Okay. So this is the expression which represents your Poynting theorem, and then after we have been interpreted all each term, what is the physical significance of each terms that we have been discussed. That means I can say to you that in detail we have been discussed in our last class about Poynting theorem. Okay. Here one problem is there regarding Poynting theorem, and another problem is here. These two problems we are going to discuss in some other class. In today class, we are going to discuss about wave propagation in lossless medium, or you can say charge-free non-conducting medium, or for dielectric medium. And here the dielectric means your isotropic. In all the way it is symmetric. Okay, isotropic dielectric medium. You can write here for isotropic dielectric medium. Okay. So before we have to start the discussion about this topic, we have to just revise our the topic whatever we have been discussed in our previous class. That is your solution of wave equation. Here you can see that before the Poynting theorem we have been discussed. You can check your note. Uh, Plane waves in dielectric medium, and this is the differential equation, and the solution is this one. Okay, so same thing I have been written. Why I am discussing, because here the solution is represented by sine function. Okay, and this solution is can be represented with the help of cos function and also exponential function. So it is convenient to express in exponential function. That how it is I am going to be show you. Just watch, and you have to also write down that you have to put the heading solution of wave equation, and this much you have to write. Okay, then you have to start from here: wave propagation in lossless medium, and this one. So here we know that we know previously, you can write, we know previously in general the wave equation is del square y by del x square minus 1 by v square del square y by del t square equal to 0. That means this one: a disturbance is moving towards positive x-axis direction, and its y is changes with respect to time. Okay, so the dynamics of this equation is this one, figure 1. Okay, so the solution of the equation 1 will be whatever we have discussed previously. A, it can be written as a sine omega t minus kx. Let this is your equation number 2. Here y is disturbance direction. Disturbance direction means along y axis. What will be the in which way it is oscillates or disturbed. Okay, and x is the propagation direction. Along this direction the wave is propagating. In figure 2, the propagation direction of electromagnetic wave is along z axis. Here this is a only simple wave, but here this is the representation of propagation of electromagnetic wave. I not drawn this figure, may you can draw, no problem. Okay, so this is your electric field component, and this is your magnetic field component. Okay, you can draw the same figure whatever you drawn before. Here the same figure you can draw there. Okay, so figure 2. In figure 2, the propagation direction of EM wave is along z axis, along y axis electric field oscillation, and x axis magnetic field oscillation can be found. Okay, for this case, that means in your figure 2, the differential equation will be by comparing equation number 1. If by comparing equation number 1, if we are going to consider only electric component, then it will be del square Ey by del z square minus mu 0 epsilon 0 del square Ey by del t square equal to 0. So here we consider that the electric field oscillates along y axis and the propagation direction of the wave is along z axis. So here the propagation along x axis, so here z axis, so it will be z square, and the disturbance along y axis, here y component here, so here electric component which is along y axis, so Ey minus mu 0 epsilon 0. If it will be moving in free space, then 1 by v square will be nothing but mu 0 epsilon 0, that we know. Del square Ey by del t square will be equal to 0. Let it is your equation number 3. Here I written 1 by v square is your mu 0 epsilon 0 for the free space, that you know also. The solution of equation number 3 can be written as E0 sine omega t minus kz, right? Here omega t minus k into x, along x axis it is propagating, but here in this case electric field propagating along z axis, so k into z omega t, and this is your amplitude of the electric field, initial amplitude of the electric field. Then the solution of above equation 3 also can be written as Ey equal to E0 cos omega t minus kz. Let this is your equation number 5. That means if you are going to be consider this equation also, that equation also satisfy this differential equation. You can check in your rough. Okay, you can check in your rough that if you are going to consider Ey will be equal to E0 cos omega t minus kz, also it will satisfy the equation number 3. So hence this also can be accepted as solution of the wave equation or wave propagation. So instead to use sine and cosine function to represent the solution of the wave, it is convenient to express the solution in the form of exponential function, in the form of exponential. Okay, that means Ey, which is the function of z and t, can be written in this format. See, if we are going to consider imaginary of E0 e to the power I omega t minus kz, it is nothing but here you can see that if we are going to consider this one, then it will be how much? E0 cos omega t minus kz plus I sin omega t minus kz. Okay, so if we are going to consider imaginary part of this one, this will be nothing but E0 sin omega t minus kz. That means here this is nothing but your equation number 4, whatever represented here. That means this is your solution of this differential equation, already we have been discussed. So if we are going to consider only imaginary term of this one, also we can found this one. Similarly, if we are going to consider the real part of this one, also we are going to get the solution which is equal to this one, that is your equation number 5. That means if we are going to consider in general your Eyzt will be equal to E0 e to the power I omega t minus kz, then in this solution both sine and cosine function are present. So only for that it will be convenient that we can represent the solution in the form of exponential. Okay, so here one thing, another thing also you have to write, that this, suppose this one we are going to consider real part. The real part of e0 into e to the I omega t minus kz can be written as real part of. So here it can be written as this equation number 5 also can be written as EYZT equal to real part of E0 C e to the power I minus kz. So it can be written as E0 into e to the minus I kz into e to the I omega t into e to the I omega t, right? Here you can see this term is represents the variation of amplitude Ey along z axis only. Okay, so what is this physically, what it will be represent? It will represent a oscillatory behavior whose magnitude will be E0. That means if we are going to consider along z axis and this is your along y axis, Ey is going to be vary with respect to z, and this is your E0, maximum value of electric field, or you can say the magnitude of electric field with respect to z. It is going to be vary means it will be a oscillatory function. See, e to the power minus I omega z or e to the power plus I omega t, both are oscillatory function because this contains your sine and cosine function, this contains also sine and cosine function. So with respect to z it will be oscillates like this, it will be oscillates. That means amplitude is going to vary with respect to z. As z changes, its magnitude also changes. Okay, and this represents the variation of the wave with respect to time, the variation of amplitude with respect to time. This is your amplitude part, and this amplitude part will be act as constant at a particular time. Hence, if we are going to consider this function, this is nothing but your representation of a oscillatory function, again with respect to time. So hence with respect to time we can say that this is also oscillates. This, if we are going to consider this one as a constant, suppose b, then b is going to be oscillate with respect to time. As it is e to the I omega t, also we can consider that suppose b is this one, so it will be oscillate, it will be oscillates like this. Okay, so no need to draw this graph, no need. So here this representation, the variation of amplitude along z axis, and this representation, this is the representation of variation of wave with respect to time, where this will be the constant for this one, or this whole will be the amplitude for variation of this one, e to the I omega t. Okay, that means in general we can say that EYZT is the composite of the solution of belongs to amplitude and time varying factor. Okay, so or this also can be written as like this, EYZT will be equal to, so here we are considering real part of this is what, this is only EY, which is the function of z only, into e to the power I omega t. Okay, so in this way the solution of electromagnetic wave can be represented by this one. Okay, now we have to go for, and this form will be used in this topic whatever we are going to discuss now. Okay, now start to discuss wave propagation in lossless medium or your charge free non-conducting medium, or for dielectric isotropic dielectric medium. Previously we found the wave equation in dielectric medium in terms of each. You just check your note. Previously we found, I'm going to show you here. This is the value. uh, this is for conducting medium. In case of non-conducting medium, but for a conducting medium, then after we discussed dielectric medium or non-charge free non-conducting medium, we found that is this one, del square E equal to mu epsilon del square E vector by del T square. Here permeability and permittivity of that medium. So same thing I have been written over here, del square E equal to mu epsilon del square E vector del T square. Let this is your equation number 1 for this topic. And the solution of the equation number 1 can be written in the form of ERT. In general, ERT equal to E0 into e to the power I omega t minus k dot r. Okay, here for one dimensional motion of one dimensional propagation of electromagnetic wave is represented by E0 e to the I omega t minus kz. Here z is the direction of the propagation. But if in general in 3D, if we are going to represent, then it will be your E be any component. So E will be the function of RT. Will the function of RT will be equal to E0 into e to the I omega t minus k dot r. So now del E by del T will be equal to E0 I omega into e to the I omega t minus k dot r. Del square E by del T square will be equal to E0 into I omega into e to the I omega t minus k dot r. So here you can see this will be I square omega square. I square is nothing but minus 1. So del square E by del T square will be equal to minus omega square E. Let this is your equation number 2. Now put 2 in equation number 1. What we are going to get? Here del square E. Here we have to put del square E by del T square is nothing but minus omega square E. So del square E is equal to minus omega square E, and already mu epsilon is there. Minus omega square mu epsilon E. That implies del square E. See here E is the function of R and T. I not written, but you have to consider that E is the function of RT, and here also function of RT. Okay, in generalized we have been written over here. So del square E plus omega square mu epsilon E equal to 0. Let this is your equation number 3. This equation number 3 is known as your vector Helmholtz equation. This is the equation named as vector Helmholtz equation. Or this can be written as del square E plus beta square E equal to 0. Let this is equation number 4. Here beta is considered as omega square mu epsilon, or beta equal to omega mu epsilon root over, which is called as the phase shift constant, or many books they have written that phase constant only is called as phase constant or phase shift constant. Now for a uniform plane wave means this one. Plane wave means only wavefront. Plane wavefront is moving along z axis. Suppose we are going to consider this situation. Plane wavefront is moving along z axis, propagating along positive z direction, there is no variation with respect to x and y direction. So here you can see there is no variation. Your magnetic component is constant. Here from here how much it will be after a certain distance along z axis also, it is not changes. And along y axis we have been considered the electric field component also not changed if we are going to consider two locations here and here. That means this is called as your so-called plane wave front is moving along z axis having both electric component and magnetic component always constant with respect to z. Okay, so the wave equation, that means x and y direction no variation. Here you can see along x axis it is constant, along y axis also constant at each and every point on your z axis. So no variation with respect to x and y direction, though this will be the so-called typical plane wave. Okay, the wave equation in exponential form, for this case the wave equation in exponential form, or some books they have been written this is your phasor form, exponential form or phasor form, can be expressed as del square y z as here electric component along y axis we have been considered. So no need to put the vector because this ey is representing the direction of the electric field is along y axis, and which is a function of z only the function of z by del z square equal to minus beta square ey, which is the function of z. It is not multiplication, it is a function of z. Here ey we considered only the function of z only. If it is so, then the solution of this equation number 5 will be how much? Ey, which is the function of z only, it will be a e to the I beta z plus b e to the minus I beta z plus I beta z. How it is? This is a second order differential equation considering your auxiliary equation. Suppose this is m square plus beta square equal to 0. So m will be equal to plus or minus I beta, hence solution will be ey equal to a e to the minus I beta z plus b e to the I beta z. These things already we have been studied at many places in your mathematical physics, quantum mechanics also, many places wherever we have been solved this type of equation. So this is very familiar with us. Okay, so eyz will be equal to a e to the minus I beta z plus b e to the I beta z. Let it is your equation number 6. Here a and b are arbitrary constants. In RHS of equation number 6, first term, this term is represents forward wave and second term represents reflected wave. Okay, forward wave and reflected wave respectively. So hence the solution in term of time varying form can be written as, this is the representation only z varying form, only with respect to z what is the changes of ey. This is the equation. But if we are going to consider ey is the function of both z and t, if we are going to consider both function of z and t, then what will be the solution? We discussed just before, I told this will be required. When ey is a function of z and t, then the solution will be real part. Just consider real part of eyz into e to the I omega t. Same thing I have been written, real part of eyz into e to the I omega t. We have to just substitute eyz value from your equation number 6 here and substitute over here, then we can find real part of a into e to the minus I beta z plus b e to the I beta z into e to the I omega t. So it can be written as real part of a into e to the I omega t minus beta z plus b into e to the I omega t plus beta z. A further simplification by considering cos omega t minus beta z plus I sin omega t minus beta z, and here also if we are going to consider cos and sine function of this one, then we can get EYZ will be equal to A cos omega t minus beta z plus, by considering only real part. You just do in your rough. Here we can get real part and imaginary part. Here also we are going to found real and imaginary part, but considering only the real part of this one, we can found A cos omega t minus beta z plus B cos omega t plus beta z. So here if we are going to consider and see, this is the representation of forward motion of the wave, this is nothing but your reflected wave. So if amplitude of these two wave is going to be, see here, here phase angular velocity is same, phase your wave number, this is nothing but with wave number, this beta is your dimension of wave number. Okay, so here you can see that this represents your forward motion and this represents backward motion. If and both have the phase constant is same, both have phase is same phase. So if it is so, and if we are going to consider A equal to B, then what we are going to found? We are going to found a standing wave. That means a wave is same phase, same wavelength moving along this way, and another same wavelength, same phase moving along this way. If they are going to be superimposed with each other, then we are going to get standing wave, that we know. Okay, so standing wave which does not progress. For this case, if A will be equal to B, so we can consider that there is no progress of, or there is no propagation of electromagnetic wave. Okay, now propagation characteristics of electromagnetic waves in this medium, that is your lossless medium or in your dielectric medium. What are the characteristics? See, we found in general, we found the general wave equation in dielectric medium, that is from equation number 3 that we are going to consider. Equation number 3 will be del square E plus this one equal to 0, or del square E equal to minus this one. Okay, so from equation number 3 we found del square E equal to minus omega square mu epsilon E, or del square E equal to gamma square E. Here gamma square considered as this much. So here gamma is called the propagation constant, have the unit radian per meter. Propagation constant, how much we have been considered, and if gamma square will be this much, then gamma will be root over of minus omega square mu epsilon, or it can be written as here minus 1 root over of minus 1 can be written I omega root over of mu epsilon. Let this is your equation number 8. Here gamma is a complex quantity. Obviously, so therefore gamma can be written in general as gamma equal to alpha plus I beta. Okay, now we have to compare this equation number 8 and 9. What we are going to get? We can get alpha equal to 0. Here alpha is nothing but your attenuation constant. What is the definition of attenuation constant? That means it represents the rate at which amplitude of wave reduced as it propagates from one point to another. It has the unit of Nepers per meter or decibel per meter. In general, people are using this one, Nepers per meter or NP per meter. Okay, so attenuation constant is represents in which way amplitude is going to be decreased, rate of decrease of amplitude. That means you just consider this is a suppose this is a free space. So here electromagnetic wave is going to move without any decrease of amplitude, because there is no resistance, no restriction. If this electromagnetic wave, suppose this is the component of electric field EY, if this is going to be moved in a water medium, then its intensity or your amplitude, because intensity is proportional to your amplitude square, so hence its intensity gradually is going to be decreased as it is going to be moved or going to be penetrate into the water. So as it will be progress, its amplitude is going to be decrease or attenuate. Attenuate means decrease. Okay, so its amplitude is going to decrease whenever we are going to consider a medium in which that wave is going to be propagated. Okay, so alpha, here alpha is we found alpha is equal to 0. So in case of lossless medium or in case of dielectric medium, here we found there is no attenuation. Okay, alpha equal to 0. Now phase constant, that means if we are going to consider 8 and 9, equation 8 and 9, beta we found omega root over of mu and epsilon, that is your this one. This is nothing but called as phase constant, and this is the representation of rate at which wave changes its phase per second, how it changes its phase. So here I am going to say, I am going to explain that if amplitude is going to be decreased, then like this. Okay, so here you can see that this is your wave propagation without any attenuation. If we are going to consider attenuation, that means its amplitude is going to be decreased. So initially it will be this one. So then with distance along z axis, suppose along z axis it is moving, and this is your ey component. With distance, this value is decreased like this. You can say like this. Okay, but here there is no phase changes, because here it is 0, here at the same repetition, at the same angle also we found 0, again with same interval we found 0, again same interval we found 0, same interval we found 0, and maxima also we found the same interval. But if the phase is going to be changed, then now we are going to consider both its amplitude and phase, both are, it is going to be changed. That means it will be like this. It may not be 0 here, it will be 0 here, then decrease its amplitude and 0 will be here, again decrease its amplitude, 0 will be here, and like this. Okay, whenever the phase is going to be changed, then the point of nodes where we previously found 0, that is going to be changed, if we are going to be consider phase is changed with respect to distance. Okay, so here in which this represents this omega mu epsilon root over represents rate at which wave changes its phase. If it is also known as wave number, that is your 2 pi by k, and unit is nothing but your 2 pi is belongs to angle, so radian by meter, alpha is the wavelength, so radian by meter. Now the wave velocity will be Vp will be equal to, we know that omega by beta, or simply we just discussed in previous page that omega is nothing but, sorry, beta is nothing but your k, and we know that V equal to omega by k, because you can see omega V equal to 2 pi by t by k is 2 pi by lambda, nothing but lambda by t, that is belongs to velocity. So Vp will be equal to omega by, here phase velocity, it is representing the phase velocity. Okay, single wave, omega by beta is nothing but your omega into mu epsilon root over, and Vp will be equal to 1 by mu epsilon root over. For free space, if you are going to consider free space, mu will be equal to mu 0, epsilon will be equal to epsilon 0, that hence Vp will be equal to 1 by mu 0 epsilon 0 root over, that is your V0 or free space velocity. So in summary, I have been written here that propagation constants, if we are going to consider electromagnetic wave in the free space, then gamma will be how much? In general, gamma is nothing but I omega mu epsilon. So here it will be I omega, instead of mu we can write mu 0 epsilon 0. And for phase shift constant, that is your beta, we found in general is omega root over of mu epsilon, but in case of free space it will be mu 0 epsilon 0. Attenuation constant we found gamma equal to 0. So here also gamma will be equal to 0. This is NP, Napier per meter unit is attenuation constant, and wave velocity will be nothing but Vp will be equal to 1 by mu 0 epsilon 0 root over or V0, or if we are going to put the value of mu 0 epsilon 0 here, we can found approximately 3 into 10 to the 8 meter per second, which is the velocity of light. And we know that electromagnetic wave in the free space having the velocity is equal to velocity of light. So in the next class we are going to be discuss wave propagation in conducting medium. If conducting medium or in a lossy medium, then we found your attenuation constant. Here we not found any attenuation constant. Here we found some phase shift, but there is no attenuation constant we found. That means there is no change of decrease of any amplitude. Okay, so here I am going to give the example that suppose this is your wave. Okay, so if we are going to consider in a dielectric medium, then this amplitude is not going to change. This amplitude is not going to be changed, but phase is going to be changed. Phase will be this one. It will depends upon its permeability and omega root over of permeability and permittivity. So if permeability and permittivity is going to be increased, phase is going to be increase. That means this can be like this. So this wave is for one medium having mu1 epsilon 1, and this wave will be for your another medium, your mu1 epsilon mu2 epsilon 2. So it will better that we can write this wave is representation for the free space, and this will be for another medium. So whenever we are going to consider a medium having mu1 and epsilon 1, having permeability mu1 and permittivity epsilon 1, then its phase is going to be changed only. Phase is going to be changed this much, but amplitude is not going to be changed. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video, and write down this note and ready for the next class, in which we are going to discuss wave propagation in conducting medium or in lossy medium. Thank you so much. Thank you.